Hey guys, welcome to episode 20 of the Response Coach, and I'm your host, Maureen Koba. And from our previous episodes, we had put a pause, a comma, at Sarah's laughter. We have seen both of them are now receiving news. Abraham had this word, he had incubated over it. The Lord has kept telling him, shall have a son, shall have a son, I shall give you a son. He gets a son by Agar, and he's like, God, this is my son also. But God is like, no, that is not the one I promised you. Okay? Mine is, you cannot take the glory out of it, And Sarah receives the word, he laughs. But when God reminds him, I've heard you laugh, something is ignited in Sarah's spirit, I believe so. Because after this is when now we see Isaac being born. And I was asking myself, all this time the Lord has been giving Abraham this word, but Sarah, we don't get to hear Sarah say anything about it. Which means there are two outcomes. Either Abraham was keeping it as a secret, didn't want to impose, didn't want to tell Sarah, the Lord has told me this, because even when he was being offered Agar, Abraham had already been told, I shall give you a son through your wife, shall bear a son. And then he was not having any concubines or sleeping with anyone, it was just Sarah. So definitely the Lord was talking about his wife. And Sarah now hears this word, he takes it into her heart and remembers the Lord has told him, is there anything too hard? Because I believe that word was not for Abraham, it was for Sarah to hear. Because Sarah asked, shall I enjoy the process of being a pregnant woman at 90? So the Lord does his thing. And so after this, the men that came to Abraham set out and leave for Sodom. Okay? After they leave Sodom, Abraham starts, now God tells Abraham what he has planned, because Abraham has fed his men, has refreshed them. Then God, after telling the good news, God is like, shall I hide this thing from Abraham now? What I'm about to do. And so Abraham is left on the hill facing Sodom, intervening and for Sodom, praying for Sodom, asking the God if they are 50, if they are 45, if they are 30, they are 25, if they are 10, if they are 5, will you destroy? Is intervening. Okay? And so they leave. Okay? And when he leaves, 2 men arrive in Sodom. 3 men left Abraham's house, but 2 angels or 2 men arrive in Sodom. And guess who's at the gate, sitting at the gate, waiting to receive? It is Lot. And Lot receives them. And after Lot receives them, I will not cover the story of Lot in this episode. We'll see about Lot in the next after we have talked about Abraham. Abraham shifts territories, and in Genesis 20, and he goes to the territory of Negev and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur. And when he went to sojourn Gerar, and when he went there, he said again the exact same lie. He said that this is my sister, okay? So Abraham has formulated and told Sarah, please say, this is my sister. When they get in Gerar, Abimelech, king of Gerar. Remember the first time they had gone to Egypt, okay? But this time they are at Gerar. And when they are in Gerar, everyone is praising Sarah. It's praising Sarah. It's praising. Remember, her name has been changed. It's praising Sarah. It's praising Sarah. Gerar, Abimelech comes and sends for her, and she's taken. But at night, that same night that he decides, that woman is very beautiful, it's cutesy, you know. Abraham said, this is my sister. So they take her to the king, and that night God appears to Abimelech and tells him, you are a dead man because of the woman who you have taken. She's someone's wife, okay? And then Abimelech now asks God, will you slay an innocent person? This man said, this is her sister, and in the innocence of my heart I took her, in the integrity of my heart, and in the innocence of my heart I've done this, because even her herself said this is her brother. And God tells him in a dream, yes, I know you have done this in the integrity of your heart, because it is I who has kept you from sinning. So I did not let you touch her, okay? Now then restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and we will pray for you, and you shall live. But if you do not restore her, know that you shall surely die, you and all that is yours. Okay? And so Abimelech rises very early and calls his servants and tells them what the Lord has told him. And everyone is terrified. Hey, we shall all die because you have taken somebody's wife. People will keep taking people's wife. Very dangerous affair. The Lord will kill everything you have. You cannot take someone's wife. And we see how expensive it is. We'll see in the lives of different firstborns. We are just at the beginning. We are just at Abraham. So you will notice how great a firstborn is the strength of dignity, morality. And so sexual sins hit the hardest in the lives of firstborns. And so Abimelech calls Abraham and asks him, what have you done to us? Or why did you do this to us now? Why? And Abraham tells him, I thought in this place there is no fear of God, and they will kill me because of my wife. And I told her to say that. And besides that, truly she's my sister, because she's from my mother's side but not my father's side. She's the daughter of my father but not the daughter of my father. Okay? And so he prays for them. He takes sheep, oxen, male and female slaves, and gives them to Abraham, and restores Sarah. And note the difference when he went first to Egypt and light, and this time when he acknowledges God and moves with God in mind, in the will of God. There's a difference. When he went to Egypt, when they realized that Sarah was the wife, they sent him. They literally chased him away. Okay? But this time, Abimelech tells him, he gives him servants, he gives him sheep, he gives him oxen, and tells him, this land is before you. Wherever it pleases you, you dwell there. Okay? And to Sarah he says, I've given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver as a vindication for you. So that wrong has been corrected. As much as I took you in the integrity of my heart, in the innocence, I didn't know, but so that I'm vindicated before God and you as a witness, I'm giving 1,000 pieces for taking you, okay? And that shows that you have been righted, okay? And then Abraham prays to God, and Abimelech is healed because the Lord had closed the wombs of everyone in his household. And so they were able to bear children again. And so one of the things that God does when you take somebody's wife is close your womb. If you take someone's spouse, husband or wife, God closes your womb. Because the Bible says in Genesis 20:17, then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech and also healed his wife and female slaves so that they bore children. For the Lord had closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Okay, and then in Genesis 21, and so we see God now is working with Sarah, and Sarah gets pregnant and begets a child, Isaac. Okay, so Abraham finally gets to see the word be fulfilled in his life. Okay, I hope so far you're picking some things. We are now at the final aspects of Abraham's life and his impact and his work and how he lived out his life. And so far we have picked, he carried the family's vision, he bore it. Before even he could begin working on his own, he worked on the family's vision, and we see God fulfill it. He gets into Canaan, and we see God speak to them, and they have and give them a promise, and God gives him instructions and things to do, and he does them diligent. We see him raise an altar for God, and we see him, he always avoids confrontation. So see you in the next episode, and